Hello students, in today's lecture we will learn ray optics and this is theory part 1. The topic which we will learn in today's lecture first is reflection of light, mirror formula, refraction of light. So these are the topics of the today's lecture which we will learn. Disclaimer: the images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So, topic is reflection of light. The phenomena of bouncing back of light on striking a smooth surface is called reflection of light. It means, suppose when a light is incident on a smooth surface and after that the light is bouncing back. So that type of phenomena we known as reflection of light. According to laws of reflection, there is a two law. First is the incident ray as shown in this figure. This is the incident ray, reflected ray, this is the reflected ray, and normal drawn on the reflecting surface at the point of incidence lie in the same plane. So this is the point of incidence, and this is incident ray that is incident on a this plane mirror, and this is the reflected ray, and the angle made is angle of incidence, and this is the angle of reflection. Second is the angle of incidence, that is represent, this is angle of incidence that is represented by angle I, is equal to the angle of reflection that is represented by R. This is the angle of reflection. So these two are the laws of reflection. Clear? Second is reflection from a plane mirror. If a ray is incident on a plane mirror at an angle of incidence I, so we know that this is the representation of angle I, or we can say incidence of angle of incidence. Then it suffers a deviation of pi minus 2 times of angle I, and for two inclined plane, mirror's deviation is 360 degree minus 2 theta. While keeping an object fixed, a plane mirror is rotated in its plane by an angle theta. Then the reflected ray rotates in the same direction by an angle 2 theta. And the focal length of as well as radius of curvature of plane mirror is infinity. Power of plane mirror is 0. If two plane mirrors are inclined to each other at an angle theta, the total number of images formed of an object kept between them is, there are two methods to find out. First is number of images is equal to 2 pi divided by theta. This one when 2 pi theta is odd. Clear? And second is the number of images is equal to 2 pi divided by theta minus 1 when n is equal to 2 pi by theta is even. Clear? So this one is, there is a two method to calculate the number of, to find out the number of images. When 2 pi by theta is even, the formula is this one, and when 2 pi by theta is odd, the formula is this one. So these are the some properties, or we can say some phenomena related to the reflection from a plane mirror. To minimum size of a plane mirror, the minimum size of plane mirror fixed on a wall of a room so that a person at the center of room may see the full image of the wall behind him should be 1/3 of the size of the wall. Clear? Next is sign convention, and this is the important for solving the numerical. According to this convention, or we can say sign convention, all distances are measured from the pole of the plane mirror or the optical center of the lenses. If we talk about the plane mirror, so from the optical center in case of lens. Clear? Pole in case of mirror and optical center in case of lens. Clear? All the distance are measured from the pole in case of mirror and the optical center in case of lens. Clear? The distances measured in the same direction as the incident of light are taken as positive. Listen carefully. If the distance measured in the same direction as the direction of incident light, in that case the distance would be positive. Those measured in the direction opposite to the direction of incident light, in that case the distance should be taken as a negative. Clear? The heights measured upwards with respect to x-axis and normal to the principal axis of the mirror or lens are taken as positive. So the heights measured downwards are taken as negative. So see, this is the sign convention diagram. So this is the mirror and this axis, this is the principal axis. Clear? This axis which is passes from the center of, this is the principal axis. X-axis is the principal axis. Clear? And this is the pole. This point is the pole. Clear? And first point says that the distance measured in the same direction as the direction of incident light. So direction of incident is this one. This is the direction of incident light. In that case, the distance is measured, taken as a positive. Clear? Second is distance against the incident light. So distance against the incident light, in that case taken as negative. Clear? Height upwards taken as positive and downwards, height measured downwards are taken as negative. I hope this is the clear from this sign convention diagram. Clear? And this is the very important for the solving numericals. Next is reflection from a spherical mirror. A spherical mirror is a part of hollow sphere. Clear? A spherical mirror is a only part of a spherical, or we can say hollow sphere, whose one surface is polished so that it becomes reflecting. Clear? Whose one surface is polished, and this is the main reason of the reflection. The outer surface of the mirror is made opaque. Image formed by concave mirrors. So this is the concave mirror. This one is the concave mirror, and this is the, we can say, center, and this is the pole. This is the pole, and ray of light comes from the infinity and incident on a concave mirror. After that, he passing out from the focus. This is the focus point, and this is the angle of incidence, and this is the angle of reflection, and this is the center. Clear? So from this diagram we can see various cases. So first is, suppose when the object have a object at infinity, position of the object at infinity. Clear? Or we can say this ray of light is also comes from the infinity. In that case, the position of the image at the focus, at the focus, and size of the image highly dimensionized and point sized. Okay, and what will be the nature of the image? Nature of the image is real and inverted. Clear? So this is the case when the position of the object at infinity. Second case, the position of the object beyond C. Clear? This is the center, this is the focus, and this is the pole. Clear? So beyond C means this one. Suppose the object is here. Here is the object. Clear? In that case, the position of image between F and C. The formation of image between F and C. And size of the image is dimensionized. Clear? And nature is real and inverted. Clear? So this is the case when the position of object is beyond C. Next case is when the position of object at center. So this is the center. Suppose the position of object is here. This one. This is the position of object. In that case, the formation of, or we can say position of image at C. So this is the special case where position of object and position of image both will be same, and size of the image same size. Nature of the image is real and inverted. Clear? Nature of the image is real and inverted. Next case is when the position of object is between C and F. This is the center and this is the focus. Suppose the object is here. In that case, the position of the image beyond C. Clear? Beyond C. And the size of the image is enlarged, or we can say very large. And nature of the image real and inverted. Next case is at F. Suppose the position of the object is at at focus here. In that case, the position of image at infinity. Clear? So here two cases are vice versa. First and this one. First case and this one at F. These both are the vice versa. How? Here the position of the object at infinity and position of the image at the focus. Here position of the object as focus and the position of image is infinity. Clear? And when the position of the object at focus, in that case the size of the image is highly enlarged and nature of image is real and inverted. I hope these all are clear. Next is when the position of the object between F, P and F. P is the pole and F is the focal point. Suppose the object is here. Clear? Here the object. In that case, the position of the image behind the mirror and size of the image is enlarged and nature is virtual and erect. Clear? So these are important and sometimes directly question is asked from this topic. Clear? Image formed by convex mirror. So this is the convex mirror. Clear? And this ray comes from infinity. Clear? An object, suppose this is the object AB and this object is placed at infinity. Clear? And rays comes from the infinity. In that case, the position of the image at the focus F behind the mirror. So this is the pole, this is the focus, and this is the center. And this axis is the principal axis. This axis is the principal axis. Clear? This is what? This is pole, this is focus, and this is center. When the ray comes from the infinity at clear, an object placed at infinity, in that case, the position of the object at the focus behind the mirror. And the size of the image is highly dimensionized and point sized. And nature of the image is virtual and erect. This is clear from this diagram. Nature, see, this is the virtual because This is meet at the focus. Second is between the infinity and the pole of pole P of the mirror. Suppose the image is here. Clear? In that case, like this. Suppose the in this diagram, AB is the suppose this is the object placed between the infinity and this is pole. So in that case, the position of the image between P and F. So this is the P and this is the F. So this is like this. This is the image. A, B is the, or we can say A prime, B prime is the image and AB is the object. Clear? And size of the object is dimensionized as compared to size of object. Look this. This is the size of the object AB, this one, and this is the size of the object, this one. Clear? So the main point is when the object is placed between the infinity and pole P of the mirror, in that case the position of image is what? Position of image is between the P and F behind the mirror. Clear? This one, A prime, B prime. So, and in that case, nature of the image is virtual and erect. I hope this is clear. Next is the focal length of a spherical mirror is half of its radius of curvature. And focal length is represented by F. R is the radius. So F is equal to R by 2. Or we can say R is equal to 2F. Clear? F is equal to R by 2, where F is focal length, and R is the radius of curvature. I hope this is clear. From this point, this is the center and this is the pole. The distance is from P to this center is the R. This is the radius of curvature. Clear? And from pole to F, this is the F focal length. Clear? This is clear from this diagram. And F is like this is F for F. This is the F and this is the radius of curvature. So radius of curvature is 2 times of focal length. Clear? So this is the image formed by the convex mirror. Next is mirror formula, and this mirror formula is very important. In a spherical mirror, the radius of the object from its pole is called the object distance, U. The object distance is represented or by U. This is the object distance. And the distance of the image from the pole of the mirror is called image distance V. Clear? Listen carefully. Object distance is U and image distance is V. The distance of the principal focus from the pole is called the focal length F. So, 3 main variables. First is U, known as object distance. Second is image distance, symbol is V, and third is focal length, represented by F. There is a relationship between these 3 quantities. First is U, V, and F, and that relationship is known as, or we can say, mirror formula, which is expressed as this. This one is the mirror formula. Clear? 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. This formula is known as the mirror formula, where U is the object distance, V is the image distance, and F is the focal length. And this object U, this is the object distance, this is measured from the pole, clear, pole of the mirror. Similarly, V and F. Clear? The formula is valid in all situations, for all spherical mirrors, for all positions of the object. Clear? So, next term is magnification. Magnification produced by a spherical mirror gives the relative extent to which the image of an object is magnified with respect to the size of object. Clear? Magnification means this one, image of object is magnified with respect to the size of the object. It is expressed as the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object. It is usually represented by letter M. M is the magnification. Clear? M known as, or we can say called, magnification. Suppose if H is the height of the object and H prime is the height of the image. Clear? Listen carefully. H is what? H is the height of the object and H prime is what? H prime is the height of the image. Then the magnification M produced by the spherical mirror is given by this one. M is equal to height of the image, that is represented by H prime, divided by height of the object, that is represented by H. So M equal to H prime divided by H. Clear? This is the formula to calculate the magnification. This one. Clear? The magnification M is also related to the object distance. Yes, listen carefully. There is a relation between the object distance, image distance, height of the image and height of the object in terms of magnification. And that is, the magnification M is also related to the object distance U and image distance V. It can be expressed as a this one. Magnification M is equal to H prime divided by H is equal to minus V by U. Clear? Here H prime is the height of the image, H is the height of the object, V is the image distance from the pole and U is the object distance from the pole, the mirror. Clear? So this formula is also important to solving the numericals. H prime divided by H is equal to minus V by U. Clear? Here minus shows the, this is one is the minus sign, means this is left side of the principal of the pole. Clear? So refraction of the light. When a beam of light encounters another transparent medium, a part of light gets reflected back into the first medium while rest of the parts enters the other. Listen carefully. A part of light gets reflected back and first part of the medium and rest is enters to the other. This is we will explain from a diagram. A ray of light represents a beam. The direction of propagation of an obliquely incident ray of light that enters to the other medium changes the interference of the two media. This phenomena is called refraction of light. Snell's law, or we can say Snell, experimentally obtained the following law of refraction, and that is, first is the incident ray, refracted ray and the normal to the interface at the point of incidence all lie in same plane. Second is the ratio of the sine of the angle of the incidence to the sine of the angle of the refraction is constant. Remember that the angles of incident I and refraction are this one, angle of incident, angle of refraction are incident and it is refracted ray make with the normal respectively. So in this diagram, this one is the incident ray, clear, and this one is the reflected ray and this is the refracted ray. So incident ray, refracted ray and normal, this one, to the interface at the point of incidence here, clear, all lie in the same plane. Suppose this is medium first, or we can say vacuum, and this is the medium second, and this is the medium second, and this is the reflecting surface. I hope this is clear. So here a ray of light is represents a beam. The direction of propagation of the obliquely incident of light enters the other medium, changes at an interface to the two media. This phenomena is called refraction of light. So here like this light is incident and some parts of reflected and some part is rest of the part enters to other medium. This rest of part, this one is the enters to the medium, which is explained in this statement. I hope this is clear. Listen carefully. Angle of incidence is represented by R, I, and refraction is R. So sine I divided by sine R is equal to n to 1. And this is the Snell's law. This law is the Snell's law, where this n to 1 is a constant or called the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. N to 1. N to 1 means this is the refractive index of the second medium. N to 1. Listen carefully. N to 1. Refractive medium. This one. Refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium is well known as Snell's law of refraction. If suppose N to 1 here, suppose this one is N12. So in that case, we called N12. So this is the refractive index of the first medium with respect to second medium. Or N21 is the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. I hope this is clear. Clear? So this is known as the Snell's law. Clear? So in this diagram, this is back and this is medium first and this is medium second. And this Snell's law is very important for the exams. So you should remember this. Clear? And this is the representation of this diagram is the representation of law of, or we can say, refraction of light. Clear? Where this is the incident ray, some parts reflected and some parts refracted or enter to the medium. Clear? This surface is reflecting surface. I hope all the points are clear. And for the exams, this Snell's law are important. This is very important for the exam point of view. Clear? Thank you for your attention.